Hi friends, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK, and today I am up on the UKScrapAddicts design team with my take on a layout using a large photo. So the size of this photo is a 6x8, and it's a photograph of me and my husband and some of his family on New Year's Eve. So, of course, I used the Oh My Heart collection for a New Year's Eve photo. I really like how this turned out. So I'm glad that I tried to do something different. So although the paper doesn't match the theme of the photo, it really doesn't matter. So I really wanted to use both sides of this paper. So I was just experimenting, and as I was flipping the paper over, I thought, oh, perfect. What I'll do is I'll have like a bit of a folded over page. If that's even a thing. Well, it is now. So I laid it down and sort of put my photograph on top and decided whereabouts I wanted the fold. And I was happy with that. So next I just pulled in some more papers from the Oh My Heart collection. And I absolutely love this lime. It's one of my favourite, most recent. And I know that there's new collections out now as well. But this stuff's going to keep me going for a while. So I'd already matted my photograph on some white paper. And yes, I am pulling the paper off the back of the photo. As soon as I'd stuck it down, I decided that I wanted the purple stripy paper to the left side of my photo and the white paper with the rose gold hearts to the right hand side of my photo. And I just did a bit of a torn edge at the bottom because I like me some torn edges. And I was much happier with that, having the white on top of the pink there. And next I'm just going through the ephemera, and I'm getting pretty low on the ephemera if I'm honest with you. There is a cut apart sheet in the paper pad which I've used. That little tag that I've got in my hand at the moment, you'll see that make an appearance a little bit later on. Now, using a large photo is something a bit different for me. I don't tend to do the larger ones. Sort of 4x6 is normally the biggest size photograph that I do. But I was quite happy to take this challenge on to see what I could do. My only concern was lack of embellishing, or lack of room to embellish, and also the title as well, not having the room for a big title. So as soon as I saw the little round ephemera piece that says "Let's Stay Home," I thought I could use that as part of my title, and that's exactly what I do. Now, because there's some gold in that paper to the right hand side, I wanted to bring another pop of gold in. And although most of that gold doily gets covered up, when I found those gold doilies, I found them in the range. For anyone that's in the UK that wants to know where I got these from, I lapped them up, got 2 packets of them, thinking they're gonna go on the next 20 layouts that I do. I've still got them hanging around, and I've had them for the last 6-8 months now. So I pulled one in on this one as well. So just going back to my title there, so this ephemera piece that says "Let's Stay Home," I just pop that up on some foam just to give it a bit of dimension and shadowing underneath. And I decide I was going to write "Let's Stay Home" for New Year's Eve. And A, that title's too big. B, I've got the common problem of running out of E's in the alpha pack, and to the point I had no E's, so I couldn't spell New Year's Eve because that would have taken 4. So I thought I'd extend the title to say "Let's Stay Home and Party," because this particular New Year's Eve we all just stayed in, got extremely drunk, as you do, and ended up taking this selfie at the end of the night. And just using the alphas from the Oh My Heart collection. And I used to really struggle with using alphas that were all different colours. It's just one of those things that it doesn't bother me now. It really doesn't, and I actually quite like the effect as well. And the word party there, I just decided to sort of slant the letters to create something slightly different. And then next, just a few pieces of ephemera that I've pulled out. So that little flower die cut piece, this little flower chipboard piece, and the little heart chipboard piece. So I'm just adding elements from the collection and almost creating a cluster to the top left, a cluster to the top right, and then a cluster to the bottom left, and then another little chipboard flower. And oh no, I'm bringing in another one as well. I think I used up all my chipboard, the little chipboard flowers from this collection. So back to that little tag that was on the cut apart sheet, and I just made a little hole. I have got a hole puncher, but I didn't want a big hole in this, so I just poked a hole with my pokey tool. Comes in handy for a lot of things, that tool. And just pop some American Crafts baker's twine in. And then I want to bring across some of that gold accent, so added in the ampersand, and that ampersand to the top right there, I'd actually cut that out with a little 2x2 from the cut apart sheet. Just fussy cut around that to make another embellishment piece. And then again, just bringing in some of the gold foil words to the bottom left cluster. And I wanted something to separate the purple from the pink, to not have such a sharp edge, such a straight line and a sharp edge up there. So I just pulled in some of the washi tape from the sticker book, and just one more sticker. That's going to end up on the top right cluster, and I've decided the best space for it. And then just some final flourishes. So I bring in some of my tiny tiny star wood veneers, and use some enamel accent liquid. I still can't remember what this stuff's actually called. It creates enamel dots. It goes on wet, and you'll see in a minute, sort of flick it from the back to make it all spread out and settle, and then it dries exactly like enamel dots, and it's a fraction of the price. And so many different colours available. If you're interested, again, in the UK, you can get it in the range, you can get it in Hobbycraft as well, and other stockists. And it's just looking a bit bare up in that top left corner where all the white is. So rather than a messy border with my black pen, I decided to bring in a pink pen to make it all tie in, which is something a little different for me. And I am really pleased with how this turned out. So if you haven't got any big photos printed, go and get some printed. Give it a go. Don't be scared about the bigger photos, and see what you can create. And don't forget to go over and have a look at some of the other layouts on UK Scrap Addicts. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.